Hello, and welcome back to Battle Plan, a podcast that is focused on spiritual warfare. I'm Steve Hemphill, and Battle Plan is an ongoing discussion of how we put our faith into action. Our website is active-faith.org. My email is stevehemphill1@me.com. That's STEVEHEMPHILL1@me.com. Last time we did an overview of a recent case study Kate, and we were planning to talk about something else today, but I've got a ministry overview that I like to do once a year. So we're going to interrupt that and pick that up next week and talk about how Active Faith, active-faith.org, is all about spiritual warfare. So I'm going to give you sort of a ministry update, overview, what's been going on, what's on the drawing boards, what are we trying to accomplish. And I want to thank you. Many of you have been a partner with us in ministry and in what we're trying to do and help people with spiritual warfare issues in the ministry Active Faith. We are a full 501c3. I personally draw no salary at all from the ministry, but do need donations so we can pay for this podcast and to continue this ministry. We have an executive director, Dr. Charlie Caraway, who does Battle Plan for the Wounded Warrior. We do that on Mondays now. And Laura, who ships orders for us every day. We have a very small office. I think it's 700 square feet or so, just something small, but a place where we can meet and store our materials and make ministry things available to help people and serve the kingdom. And all of this, as you know, costs money. Thank you for supporting us. We need your help to do and continue to do what we're working on for the kingdom and for helping you. I've had a lot of people who've committed for 3 years or more to help the ministry financially, and that is comforting as we work to reach more people for the kingdom. The more you can continue those commitments, I appreciate it. And if you haven't done that before in the past financially, we'd appreciate your consideration. So I want to give you some ministry updates right now. I realize that many people make their own steaks. Maybe most people do, but we have had a lot of people order steaks, and that helps us support the ministry and pay our bills. I've ordered 164,000 steaks so far from the people who make those for us here in East Texas. They've been distributed in all 50 states of the United States and provinces and 20 countries. More than 62,000 downloads so far, we're hearing, from our Battle Plan podcast. And believe it or not, we're reaching 150 countries at last count. We have some new things that have come out this year, and you've helped fund that. But my new book called 12 Spiritual Weapons has come out and done very well, been well received. I'm actually up to 63 weapons so far. In fact, one of the things possibly on the drawing board this year is a Zoom seminar, interactive. You can sign up for that later. We'll give you information when that gets planned out. Just on the weapons. This is the most practical application of spiritual warfare we can come up with, and it's made a difference in so many people's lives. So the new book is called 12 Spiritual Weapons because I put the first 12 in this book. It was already 40,000 words when I finished with 12. And if I'd have put all 63 in one book and the stories and verses that go with them, it would have been so thick nobody would have bought it. We also have now available a Spanish version of What Are the Stakes? So we're very excited to make that available. And very soon we have a Spanish version of the Heaven book will be out, My Search for the Real Heaven. We also have a new book out by Dr. Charlie Caraway, our executive director, called The Wounded Warrior. Another thing we have had in the past and have sold it to support our ministry and expenses is we used to sell for $125 our 6-session seminar, 6 hours in all, about an hour per session, called Demons versus Prayer. But we just had so much need to distribute that information. We made it available free now in our online shop at active-faith.org. Go to the shop, and near the top of the page, There is a reddish maroon background banner with white letters on it, Demons versus Prayer, free video download of this seminar. 6 sessions numbered 1 through 6, and we have it available through our Vimeo account. We also have something new and exciting we're announcing here on the podcast for the first time, is a new tab at the top of our website called International Resources. Now, our International Resources is basically the how to stake your property document with the verses we put on the stakes and use in this ministry for protection for God's people, and how to do this. Special instructions and a lot of details. Pray with friends, bring others with you. Things like use a screwdriver to poke a pilot hole before you put the stakes in the ground. That makes it easier for them to go in. Some background on it, some scriptural references about how this is a prophetic event. We're sort of claiming the land for God because of the power of his word, and he owns the planet. And so all those documents are being made available free. We have it in English and French right now, and we have people working on Spanish and South Korean, German, and many others. Also in 2023, we're going to have some online seminars. I mentioned the possibility a moment ago of just a spiritual weapons seminar. That's one thing on the drawing board. We also have a first Thursday spiritual warfare Q&A and prayer session seminar. We're going to have guests come on that periodically too. And it's a Zoom meeting. It's free every first Thursday of 2023. So it'll be a question and answer session. Bring any question you have about spiritual warfare, 7 p.m. Central Time every month on the first Thursday. That'd be January 5th, February 2nd, March 2nd, April 6th, May 4th, June 1st, July 6th, August 3rd, September 7th, October 5th, November 2nd, and December the 7th. There's a free link in the notes available for this podcast with the meeting ID and the link to join. It is free for anyone. You can share it with friends. We're asking people to register so we'll know how many to expect, and we can increase our license if we need to, but there are a limited number of seats. So again, you're going to ask any spiritual warfare question you like. We're going to discuss it in an open forum basis, and then make recommendations and pray together. We're also would like to tell you ahead of time to go ahead and send your prayer request, spiritual warfare question to us ahead of time to Charlie, Charli, Charlie at active-faith.com, so we can prepare for that. And that way you can be anonymous, and you can specify that and not have your name, the details given. Nobody will know it's you if you'd like to get those details prayed about and discussed by the group without being revealing who you are or who it is. So RSVP your questions ahead of time, if possible, with all the surrounding details you can think of to give us, so we can pray very specifically about these situations. You can share this link with anyone, but please RSVP so we'll know who to expect. We're also planning an inner healing workshop that kind of coincides with Dr. Charlie's book, Wounded Warrior. And long-term, another possibility that we're working on, I've been urged to do this for quite a while now, and God keeps opening doors. There's a possibility that we'll have a TV show on the ministry that would be reenactments of these real stories. I would tell the stories like I do in the podcast, but then they'd be reenacted by actors. We have some very interesting actors interested in being a part of this. We have some distribution companies connected with some very big names interested in this. And we have some writers that are kind of guiding me. I'm having to help write because I'm involved in those stories, who have a lot of connections in this industry for over 40 years. So there's a lot of potential for this. I don't want recognition, but this is a way to help people I'll never meet and help people after I'm dead and gone on to my reward. Another possibility is an app that will make our slides downloadable and searchable by book, chapter, verse, and by topic. I currently have over 14,000 PowerPoint slides. I add more on a weekly basis. It's sort of how I do my research. We're working to make those available. We need help for that. We need money for this stuff. Everything's costs money. It's not free. We tried to be lean and mean and be a good fighting machine without spending a lot of money. We only have one full-time employee. That's our executive director, Dr. Charlie Caraway, and we have one part-time employee, which is Laura, our shipping person. We're trying to keep our overhead low, and we're trying to be good stewards of your donations. We're a full 501c3, so it's tax deductible, but we don't want to strain people. We don't want to have to spend all our time on fundraising. We're trying to spend our time on ministry, but we do need your help to get this done. We're still short of our goal for 2022. I know a lot of people do their giving at the end of the year. We projected we'd need 159,000 this year. We're about 44,000 short of that budget. Our projected budget for 2023 is 165, up just a tad because of increased expenses on things. But please consider including us on a monthly basis or signing up for a monthly donation any way you like. You can go to active-faith.org/donate and do it online. You can write a check and send it to Active Faith at P.O. Box 1, Longview, Texas, 75606. You can donate stock or other items. We're set to handle that. So thank you for your support in the past. Thank you for your prayers for our ministry. Please continue that. And thank you for your financial support. If you haven't done that in the past, we'd really appreciate you considering us for some financial support. We just, once a year is all we ask for this, and hate to bring up money. We're trying to focus on ministry, but ministry does cost money. So thank you for considering us in your end of the year calculations and tax considerations. So in light of today's thoughts, let me suggest part of your personal battle plan might be to pray for Active Faith and consider partnering with us so we can fund these programs and help more people. Thank you. Maybe you could pray like this: Lord, please bless Active Faith with the people and the opportunities and the resources needed to continue this vital ministry. In Jesus' name. See you next time on Battle Plan, and we'll continue with what we had planned. We're going to talk about how her grown grandson was hearing demons. Let me remind you to keep praying, because prayer works. God loves you, and I love you. Have a great day.